What is up YouTube, and welcome to this Justice League video. So if you're new to the channel, a like and a subscribe is super appreciated if you did enjoy the video. So Justice League is fast approaching, and I did a video yesterday about Aquaman, and that has currently actually finished filming now, the Aquaman movie. And what is cool is the fact that we learn about the dynamic between Aquaman and Cyborg, and it seems like those two aren't actually going to get on, as Jason Momoa actually said in an interview with Total Film magazine here in the UK. So that's quite weird that they aren't going to get on there whatsoever, which I guess Aquaman is sort of like the outcast here of the movie, like I said in that video. So you can go and check that out if you're interested in that. But we've had another interesting thing here from a movie magazine, and this focuses here on both Steppenwolf, the villain of the film, and as well as the role of Lex Luthor. And there was multiple rumors that Lex Luthor was actually not going to be in this movie in the Justice League. Apparently he was, or at least had his films or his scenes filmed, and well, they were actually cut by Joss Whedon, which was really strange, to be honest. But you can't really have this kind of level movie without having Lex Luthor, in my opinion. It is, I mean, Avengers had Loki, of all people, as the villain for their ensemble movie, which you wouldn't really have thought, to be honest, before the MCU even existed, that Loki, of all people, would be the major villain for an Avengers movie. However, at the end of Batman vs Superman, we had Lex Luthor. He was imprisoned, and well, he was warning of a threat coming. And what could that actually be? Which we kind of guessed that it would be Darkseid or some sort of Darkseid influence. But then we had a deleted scene which was, or featured, a figure in the Kryptonian ship which looked a hell of a lot like Steppenwolf, who is Darkseid's uncle. And he is the one who actually faced off against Doomsday as well. So this does make sense here that Steppenwolf would be featured in the same archives, or the same search results at least, if it is Google, on Kryptonian ships. But he was featured in the same sort of things as Doomsday, and having Doomsday mentioned there does make sense because, well, in the deleted scene we saw Lex working or trying to create some sort of thing such as Doomsday, which he did actually create and manage to create in the end, much to poor Superman's demise. But Lex was imprisoned, and he has a whole lot of information on this, and I have to say, I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't know all about Steppenwolf, about Apocalypse, and had all of this information in his brain, which is why he was warning of the pinging and things like that, this coming threat, which is Steppenwolf, as we know in the movie, played by Ciarán Hinds. Now, there is a magazine that has released some information about Justice League, so we will take this with a pinch of salt, and it says that while Luthor was imprisoned at the end of that film, he's back in Justice League and will assuredly work alongside the movie's primarily villain, Steppenwolf, the uncle of the universe's greatest villain, Darkseid, and a member of his elite force. Steppenwolf survived a battle with Doomsday. That should tell you just how powerful he is. Aside from his strength and near immortality, he's also an expert tactician and wields a vicious electro axe that can cut through just about anything. Steppenwolf's primary role is as the leader of the Parademons, the stormtroopers who seek to destroy them in the name of Darkseid. His primary mission is to serve his nephew, and his status as the villain in Justice League suggests the scope of the threat facing Earth, as well as the inevitable appearance of Darkseid himself. Irish star Ciarán Hinds plays the role in the movie, though he will appear through the use of motion capture technology. According to the actor in the film, Steppenwolf is old, tired, and trying to desperately get out from under his servitude to his nephew. That Herculean task might require some help from a superpowered team. So that's weird. That last paragraph there seems like Steppenwolf is going to try and get help from the Justice League, which, no, I don't think that's going to happen. I think what he's trying to do here is to try and take over Earth and actually give it to Darkseid, and then that is it. He can finally live a life of retirement over on Apokolips and just chill out in the Florida version of that, and let his nephew run riot on Earth and take over the rest of the galaxies. But we know now that Lex Luthor, but then again, please do take this with a pinch of salt, because there have been incredibly, almost accurate sources that have said that Darkseid is actually the nephew of Darkseid. So the role and the way that they're playing this is going to be reversed, which I thought would have been a better idea. But this here is disputing that and saying that Lex Luthor is also going to be in the movie. But again, taken with a pinch of salt. But Lex Luthor, I think, would fit in quite well if he's so angry at Batman and Wonder Woman as well by proxy. Well, then he is going to want to take on, and possibly he will try and use this Apokolips technology, these mother boxes, for his own gain. I think what he'll probably do is try and work with Steppenwolf and then betray him at the end to become some sort of hero, which I think would be a pretty funny idea. So in the original comics, we did have Steppenwolf come into contact with Doomsday, and then he actually saved his nephew Darkseid from this. So that's going to be interesting to see that mentioned, if that's going to be what kind of level that's going to change as well. So the question is, was there an original Doomsday of this in the history as well? So it looks like there are multiple Doomsdays that have been used, and that's why this kind of genetic engineering was cut off and never to be used ever again. So it's going to be interesting to see where this will go, but I think actually fitting all of this in, having Lex assisting Steppenwolf, would be quite fun. Possibly Lex will be the one going out and stealing all the scientists and kidnapping them so they can work and help out Steppenwolf. I think that's going to be the dynamic, and then he will actually turn on him. And there's also another magazine here as well, which is curious, that says that Steppenwolf is a denizen of the hellish world on the other side of the universe known as Apokolips, and works for its ruler Darkseid, perhaps the most dangerous being to ever live. Bent on taking over Earth and utilising the planet and its people for his own nefarious ends, Darkseid sends Steppenwolf as his conqueror, along with hordes of parademons, mindless stormtroopers bent on wreaking havoc wherever they land. Steppenwolf's job, however, will be tougher than he thinks, especially when the inevitable happens: Superman's triumphant return, with actor Henry Cavill confirmed as a cast member. Expect the Man of Steel to join his comrades in the battle for global survival. Now, we must remember as well that the comic book Steppenwolf was the one who faced Doomsday as well, so I don't think, maybe we're not going to be getting that kind of history in this, and it's just the writers showing their comic book knowledge. But from the takeaway of this, we can surmise that Lex Luthor is helping Steppenwolf, and I think that he might actually turn on him at the end to try and save the day, and, well, show that he is the supreme being. But let me know what you think in the comments. Please do like and subscribe to the video, and I'll see you soon, and goodbye.